try to surround yourself with some people who can pull you up rather than you're having to pull them up. You know, get yourself around better musicians. Find co-writes. Don't be hung up in writing by yourself. Get yourself to some other people to co-write. Start getting your band out on the road and selling some of, you know, anybody can press up a CD these days. So you can anybody can record, Pro Tools or whatever. There's a million systems out there that you can make. You're going to have to do a lot of the work yourself these days. You're going to have to get your Pro Tools rig or whatever, you know, rig is out there. Record your stuff. Get that CD pressed up on your little, you know, burn your CDs, get as many gigs as possible, and you're going to have to get into as many cities or wherever you can and start selling these CDs out of the trunk of your car. There's so many avenues for bands to make money that are not dependent upon record labels, but they can use to cause attention to get the labels in. Gosh, if you could sell, you know, 100 CDs a week at $8, it's $800 a week. Now let's say you're playing 2 gigs at 150, you're making your band is bringing in 50 grand a year. You've got to be business people yourselves as artists, and I do believe a lot of artists are more astute these days as to the business. You know, back in the 50s and early 60s, oh, you didn't get your record royalties? Well, hey, I bought you a Cadillac instead. Why don't you just take that Cadillac and drive it off? Those days are gone. Artists have to be smart about the business. They have to be smart about getting their bands together, rehearsing their bands, cutting their music. And then cutting through. But it can be done. So you may have to leave your hometown, and you may have to leave Des Moines, and you may have to move to LA, or New York, or Nashville, or Chicago, or any place where there's a music scene. You know, Bob Dylan, there was no business entity in Minneapolis. He was from northern Minnesota. There was no business entity, so he had to leave and become a New York signing. Because the business ain't going to be there in Des Moines or, you know, Biloxi. Maybe not. Your chances of getting yourself to a manager is to move. You got to move to where the ducks are. As much as we hate it. A lot of people make a lot of jokes about Los Angeles, but, you know, the band that I'm managing, if you're lucky enough to get a gig at the Viper Room or at the Key Club here, even though some people don't like those gigs, and there happens to be an A&R person just, you know, having a drink there or there to see another band, and they catch your band, that's where they are. That A&R person, chances are they're not winding up in Three Corners, Illinois. It's just, so you really have, if you believe in yourself, you have to at least take that shot in your life to get to a place where these people are. And then when these managers come to you and they say, man, I used to manage the Rolling Stones. I can't tell you how many people I bumped into that managed Prince, that discovered Prince, that told me to my face, you know, I discovered Prince. You know, so they're always out there, but you can check those people out, and you can start reading some of these books. Online is a wealth of information. You don't have to become a lawyer or anything, you know, just have to have a general sense of what is publishing. How do record labels make money? How do I make money from record labels? And it's out there.